Hi everyone and welcome back to Shady Oaks Farm. Today I'm doing something a little different. We are going to build wood duck houses. So I got enough material over here to build 4 wood duck houses. But what I'm going to do, what I was going to do is build 4 at a time. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build one to show you how to build one. And then after that I'll go ahead and build the other one. So basically you got the wood, you got 4 different measurements in your wood. You want to use either cedar, rough sawn, or cypress, some type of, or pine. You can use pine. I got a piece of pine over here. I used for my last one. Pine just won't last as long. So this is a piece of pine, rough sawn, but it just won't last as long. Cedar will last forever. So if you don't want to have to ever do it again. I got this cedar from a guy who just builds his own, something he does for part-time money, whatever. And this is 1 inch thick, so you can buy 3/4 inch rough sawn cedar on one side at like a Lowe's, Home Depot, but look on Facebook Marketplace somewhere, and you can usually find somebody that's milling cedar. This is almost 11 inches wide. You only need 9 1/4. So basically, if you go to the store, you're going to buy 1 by 10, which is 3/4 by 10, or in this case here, this is 4/4, which is 1 inch. And like I say, he had almost 1 by 11. So basically what you do, you got 4 different measurements here. These are 23.5 inches, and then these are the sides here. Well, these are the sides. You got the back. These are 31 inches. So you need a piece of 31 inch. You need 2 for each duck house. You need 2 sides, which will be 23.5, and then you need a top. The tops are 14 inches, and then based on the wood you use, I got to cut these down. I got the thinking here. These are 1 inch thick, so if you're using 3/4, these are 7 3/4. However, since I'm using 1 inch wood, I need to get rid of a 1/2 inch off here. So I will have to cut that off. But so you need, and this, like I say, this is 7 3/4 here. So then what you do, once you get your lengths cut, then you rip everything down to 9 1/4 inch. So everything is ripped down on the table saw at 9 1/4 inches wide. And that way I rip them all down, I'm all set. Everything, like I say, the roof, the bottom, the back, everything is 9 1/4 inches. So let's get started here on the first one. And I have instructions on how to build these, and if you're interested, I'll put them out there on the video. Here comes Lily. Lily's our barn cat. Lily likes to be everywhere where I'm at. Doesn't make a difference. She doesn't mind the noise, doesn't mind the hammering, doesn't mind the drills. She just wants to be involved. So, she wants to play with everything. So, sometimes she helps, sometimes she doesn't. But like I say, so I have instructions here. I have to follow a little bit along, but I will put them out there on the video if you want to see how to do it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add a side to one of the backs. So basically what you do there, you take a back, this is my back, and you want to go down 3 3/4 from the top. So mark off 3 3/4, draw a little line there. That's where my first piece starts. So I'm just going to draw a little line there. So when I nail that first piece on, I want that first side piece I put on there starting right there. So I got 3 3/4 here, and I think it's probably 3 3/4 at the bottom. I never measure it, but make sure you're 3 3/4 down from the top. So the first thing we'll do, we'll take a side. And what I do, at least on this first one here, is I will use an air hose here. What I normally do, I screw these in, but in this case here, for the first one, and these nails aren't really long enough, but they'll do the job. What I like to do is I like to tack them, and then I'll go back, I'll pre-drill the hole with a drill bit. Take this one out, this is not the right size. So we'll pre-drill the holes where I'm going to screw in at, and then we'll go ahead and put, I'm just using exterior screws. These are just an exterior 2-inch screw. I'm going to use those. So what we're going to do here is we get something, might not work, that might work. Trying to find something to support this on. It's kind of hard. The first one is really hard to get supported here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to hold this up and just tack this in place, and then I'll go back and I'll screw it in. I just don't want it to fall. Like I say, the first one, if you're by yourself, you have somebody else to hold it, it'd be pretty easy, but I don't think Lily's going to hold it for me. I got the first one in. Let's hope I get another one before it falls off. Like I say, the nails aren't really long enough, but it'll probably do to hold it there until I get some screws in it. I'll just put a couple, 2 or 3 in here. Not gonna matter anyway. All right, so that should do it there. So now let me just drill a hole in these. Just so the wood won't split. My drill's getting shorter on me, slipping. All right, so let's get a couple screws in there before it decides to fall apart on me with short nails. All right, there's one. Get one at the other end, that way it can't fall apart on me. Split out there, but that's where that drill bit didn't go all the way in. It won't hurt anything. Two, three, one more, 4 should do it. Alright, so that's our side. So like I say, basically all I did was put a mark up here, 3 3/4 down, start my first board, just make it flush. So that's pretty simple. So there's the first one. Next is you put the bottom on. Now this is where I say I gotta cut a piece off. Because if I put this bottom on like so, I need 1 inch right here for my other side to fit on. And I don't have 1 inch. I think I got 1/2 inch. So I'm gonna cut off, yeah, I got a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to cut off another 1/2 inch off of these. So for me, since I'm using 1 inch wood, I need to cut off another 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to go to the saw, cut off a 1/2 inch, go back. I'm back. So, then basically what we're going to do, we're going to draw a line. So what I need to do, I want to know where to nail this or screw this one board in at. So I need another line over here, whatever that depth is. And then we'll, so what is that? It's 3 3/4 there too. So that's what I thought it was. So it's 3 3/4 on both sides. So come over here, 3 3/4. Mark me a line, and I'm just going to take a square, lightly draw a line across this thing. At least I know where my board lines up to. When I put this board on here, I know where it lines up to. That's not it. Make sure I use the right one. There we go. So, I'll turn this around. So we're going to put the bottom on. Oh, before we put the bottom on, one more thing. we need to drill holes in it. So, I'm going to take a drill bit out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be huge. I got one laying right here. So all we're going to do is go drill some holes in this thing. So, go like that. So, we're going to drill 5 holes in it. And this is just to keep water. Water comes inside the opening, then we'll have somewhere to drain. That's the way they show it, and that's the way I'm going to do it. So there's the holes for your drainage for your bottom. So we're going to put the bottom on. Same thing, come over here. Take my drill bit out. Put my drill in here to keep from splitting the wood, even though it did split a while ago. Go ahead and put me some holes in here. We're going to put that one in just to hold it before I put the rest of them in. There we go. Now, I got my line down at the bottom down here, so I know where it goes. Especially over there, not right here, I don't need it, but on the other side. So we're going to put one here. Alright, stick a screw down there. Two, we're going to put one more in the middle. Alright. And these don't take long to build, as you can see. Once you get the wood cut, and it doesn't take that long to cut the wood either. Like I say, I'm doing 4 here, so I just set the saw up. I cut all the lengths and then set the saw up to rip everything, and I had everything ready to go. So, all right, now let's do the other side over here on the bottom. We'll turn it this way. Now what I'm going to do is, just to make it easier, I'm going to come up, mark my line, come across, and I'm just going to mark a line down like this, so I know where to put those screws. Otherwise I might miss the board. Alright, so hopefully you can see me here. Just going to screw some holes in here. Make sure you go far enough down to get past that 1 inch right here. In my case, yours would be 3/4. Drill your hole. Make sure my board's lined up. I'm going to put the first one in and then I'll go from there. Alright, we're going to put a screw in that one to hold it so it doesn't pull away. I'm still good. There we go. Now, I'll just put 2 more in and we'll have the bottom secure. I got my line there so I can see where I'm at. Alright, 2 screws there. There's 1. There's 2. So, there's our bottom. So now we got it like this so far. Does that look like a duck house yet? All right, now we're going to put it on the front. But before you put it on the front, find the front. I got one over here. All right, here's my front. The ones I put holes in. I didn't show you how I did this, but a simple way of doing this is go ahead and mark your line down. So basically on the instructions, you go down 3.5 here, and then the hole is 3.5 wide by 4.5 this way. So if you take a 9¼ inch board, all you gotta do is go 2 3/8 over, 2 3/8 over. And then what I did is I took a coffee can or a paint can, and I just matched up the edge here to edge here and drew my circle. These are supposed to be oval. And so you can see it's oval. Then I took a router and I just routed the edge down. You don't have to do that. I just like that smooth edge look, you know, in the front and back. So I just took like a 1/4 inch round over bit and rounded it over like that. And I'll just put this in the back. But before you put this on, you have to put some type of either kerfs in here, or you got to put a screen in here so when the ducks hatch, the baby ducks can crawl up here. That's how they do it. They're inside this box and they got to be able to crawl up here and then jump out of the hole into the water or onto the ground, whatever. So what we're going to do, we're going to use hardware cloth instead of, you could put lines in here and take a saw and put lines in there, but I like the hardware cloth, and I got some around here. I just keep a roll around on the farm. Let me see if I can find a piece. Here it is. So I take a piece of hardware cloth like that, and I'm just going to staple that on the inside. I'll show you. So it goes just like so, and this is about 4.5 inches wide, maybe 5 inches wide, this hardware cloth is. And I'll just staple it on here and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so let me staple this on here. And you can use a hand stapler or a power stapler. I just happen to have a power one, so it's so much easier. Somebody, believe it or not, gave this to me, so they didn't want it. Like, I'll take it. Out of staples. Of course. All right, we'll go get some more staples. Right back. All right, nothing like running out of something when you're doing a video, but you probably thought when you see this video, I was only gone for like a second, but I was really gone for a couple minutes. So I had to go find some more staples in the shop. All right, so. All right, so air compressor's off, so there you go. I stapled that hardware cloth on there so those baby ducks can crawl up that screen and then get out of the hole there. So let's go ahead and mount this. So this goes on the front. This is the back. Make sure you put the front on the front and not on the side. All right, so this goes just like so. Isn't that pretty wood? I'll tell you what. Oh, I think I paid 20 bucks for a 10-footer, 11 inches wide and 1 inch thick. Very worth it. So we're going to put this on like so. Drill our starter hole. I'll get a couple on here. Get a couple started here before I move on to the drilling. That way it stays situated when I drill it. All right, there's one. I'll do one up top here, and then we'll do fill in between. Three more or 2 more screws? 2 more screws anyway there. got the front, the side on, now we're gonna put the other side on. Now this other side's a little different. So what I did, what you gotta do is you take this and you gotta round this over a little bit. And so I round this over, and then all it does, it goes on here like so. This fits in between. A little snug. That might be a little more snug than I want. I'm going to take a little bit off of this. If you find that happens, you know, because I'll show you why here in a minute. Let me take a little bit off, be right back. That's better. If you're lucky like me, I have a joiner planer, that's why I was running back behind the camera. I have a joiner planer back there, so I can just take a little bit off of it. So, what you want to do here, I'll show you here. Got it backwards, like this. Drill your hole, like we normally do. Put your screw in, like we normally do, but you're going to see a little different. All right, there's one. Turn the box around. Put one on this side. Here's the screw. All right, so we're going to back this out. Back out one out a little bit. We're going to back this one out and put it back in. But you don't want this one tight. So here's the deal. So this is the way it sits like this. And you don't put any screws down this front, or you don't put any screws down this back. You only put 2 screws up here, that's it. You can pin it down here if you want to. I usually put a clasp on it. Just like a screen door latch or something, you know, and clasp it. But this is so you clean this out. So basically, after the breeding season's over, you want to go down there and you want to clean this out. Clean the old eggshells out. Clean the old. When you put these out, you want to put cedar shavings in them or some type of shavings. I put cedar shavings. So you open it up, probably a bunch of cedar shavings about this deep in there. Close it up, latch it. And then when the season's over with, you come back, open this up, clean it out, and be ready for the next season to put your cedar shavings back in it. But don't put anything in it, leave it bare. You might want to check it once in a while, make sure no wild bird or something build a nest in here. You know, you don't care if an owl wants to put a nest in here. You know, I don't know when the breeding season is, but I've heard owls can go in there and breed, or can go in here and lay in here and something. That's fine if it's after the fact, but you don't want anything in here while the ducks are in there breeding. And I've got some pictures of some owls sitting on top of these things, you know, looking for a meal, but luckily they usually don't bother them when they're in here. And then the other thing you want to do, when you put these on a post, and I'll do a video on that, you got to build a predator guard. So it's like a cone that goes on the post. That will keep the raccoons from climbing the post, getting up in the duck house, because they will eat the eggs. And then also, you got to have it tight enough around the post to keep the snakes from coming up the post, and they will also go in there and eat the eggs. So you got to put a predator guard up there, and I'll show you how to do that. That will be another video I do with the predator guard. They're kind of a pain to build, but you can do it. Anybody can do it. A pair of 10 snips, and that's it. A pair of 10 snips, some metal you can buy at Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever, and I'll show you how to build that. But so anyway, so we got our access door built, and then the next thing I do is you just got to put the lid on it. The lid being the roof. So you did our piece of wood back here. I cut the roof, I said. So again, these are already pre-ripped down to the 9¼ inches, and by 14, that 14 allows it to hang over and keep the water out. So there it goes just like that. So that looks pretty spiffy. So let me go ahead and put that on there. Again, make sure you're thinking, do not put any screws over here, because you won't be able to tilt that out. And that's why I beveled that right there. I beveled that so you can lift that up like so, and that doesn't catch on that wood there. That's good right there. It's trying to move it a little bit. I could probably take a little bit more off there if I wanted to, but I think I'm good. If I'm not, I'll fix that. But you just definitely got to curve this a little bit. Let me go ahead and set a screw in here. Don't put one in here. Trust me, I've probably done it before. We'll get one set in the front here, and then we'll do the back. Again, we'll do the back. I'll probably draw a line, or we can probably find the middle by then. I get a square in there, like so. Not a big fan of these Phillips. All right, so there's one. Now you can put one back here. We're going to put one back in the back. So, there you go. There's your duck house. Again, most important, don't put anything here, don't put anything here, don't put anything here. You got to be able to open this door up. Like so. Nice. That squeak won't hurt anything. That's just nice and I can loosen these screws up if I want to. I like it a little lighter. I'll put a clasp on here. I don't think I got any in the shop right now. I'll have to buy some. But I'll put a clasp on here like this, so it hooks right there, so you can't open it up. Not that an animal could open it up, but that way it keeps the wind or anything. It just keeps it snug. And then I'll probably put a knob on it. I got one I did earlier, before I did a video. So again, put a knob on it, so you can open that up. It's easy to grab them. You could extend this if you wanted to, but it's just easier to just put a knob there. I'll put a knob there, put a clasp on this one. Up here, this is the front. Yeah, I'll put a clasp on the front, and or you put it in the back, and then make a difference. And that's it. There's 2 duck houses. They take about what did that take me to do? Probably. Hang on for a second. All right, so I did that duck house earlier, and there's another one. How long did it take me to do this duck house? Once you get the parts cut out, what are we talking? 20 minutes? 25 minutes maybe? You know, and that's me kind of going through it and talking to you, so a little slower, but. I think they look pretty good. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I know ducks will get in them because I've built some out, like I said, the pine I showed you earlier on. I built one out of the pine. And then way back many years ago, I won one in a drawing somewhere, and I put that one out there. So we have ducks in 2 different boxes out there, but we're putting 3 more on the property. We have a cow pond. That we're gonna put another one on the big pond, and we got a little pond that nobody's really seen before. I might fish it sometime, but it's not any bigger than probably looks like an overgrown mud puddle, but it's clear as it can be. Kind of a catch basin for our bigger pond, but the ducks hang out in there too, and so we're gonna put one up in there. So you want to keep them at least 100 feet apart, at least. I know mine are anywhere from 125 yards. Or 75 yards, 125 yards or more apart, so not a problem there. But I will show you again, like I say, I will show you how we mount these in the hole, getting a post hole digger, we'll put them in. I use a post hole digger on a tractor, luckily I got that. And but I'll show you how to mount it on the pole, how to build a predator guard, and then we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.